Hi, everyone. Hi, Barney. Yay for being back at work. You know, we finally did it. We finally did it. And hopefully we finally get paid. Because I take my car into the shop on Monday. Which, again, theoretically my insurance should pay for my car. Minus my deductible or whatever. But, you know. I'm still paying for the rental. So, hi, Barney. Could find a brief moment to have function. I know, this is only until January 30th. So we'll see what happens. Wish us luck. All right. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do today. Probably achievement hunting, but I don't know. I've been going to work for the past 3 days. Well, okay, Wednesday the government was not back yet, but yeah, but I still went in, so that's why y'all didn't catch me. Anyway, ain't gonna cut it. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. To be fair, I haven't read any articles on like with this government shutdown. I was like reading a lot of like what's happening and people's like ideas of like when we'd get back and all that. And yeah, I guess I still didn't even know what was gonna happen, but you know, so who knows what's gonna happen, you know? Also, I'm eating dinner. Sorry, y'all. I literally just got back. I went to the gym right after work, and then I went to the park to play Pokemon Go, and yeah. So, ignore me eating. Occasionally, it's hot. Half the government's literally trying to get rid of government. It is. Gonna be struggling to get anything beautiful done going forward. Hi, Frosty. Yeah. Yeah. Again, hopefully paychecks start rolling in. Today was the end of a pay period. So this paycheck for this pay period should come in on next Friday. But We're supposed to get back paid. We're supposed to get back paid early next week, theoretically. So I need that money. And not just for Genshin. Of course, at some point, no doubt, money will go into Genshin because that's what's going to happen. But, life things. Life things. First and 15th, like the military? Oh, is that the military's pay schedule? Ours is every 2 weeks. Or it doesn't have to line up with the days. It's literally just every 2 weeks. 70 degrees? Unreal. Barney, what's wrong with where you are? Because you didn't get the snow we got. Now, don't get me wrong, it was warmer today. I think it got up to 60 something maybe. But not 70 degrees. Even tomorrow I don't know if tomorrow's supposed to be colder or warmer, but I saw tomorrow's high is 67. Only in the 30s? Global warming. Frosty, where are you? Are you in Canada? Every time you talk about things, it's cold and snowy. Or bi-weekly, yep. Yep. Every time you mention things, it's cold and snowy, Frosty. Oh, man. My hands are really cold. In the 50s. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, right now it's probably cooler. Hold on. Let's see. Also, proud post. I had seen that a year ago. I posted a picture. It was of my hair, but it was like a back picture. Show you all. It was like a back picture. So I posted this a year. Well, I took this a year ago. I don't think I posted exactly a year ago. But so today I took a picture, more or less the same pose and everything. And it's probably really subtle, the differences, but I just, showing off my muscles. I'm so proud of how hard I've been working. So anyway, what was I pulling up? Oh, the weather. Okay, tomorrow's high is supposedly 68. Today's high was supposedly 62. Right now, it's supposedly 52. Feels like 49. That's the weather app. Hence my gamer tag, because it's so cold and frosty. Swole, thank you. The gains. Something funny about weight loss or things like that is people talk about face gains, and then they'll post pictures and you see what they're talking about. But I was like, do I have this? I do. It's unreal how different my face looks. I still look like me. Don't get me wrong, but it's so crazy how different my face looks. Even since a year ago. I'm also getting older, so part of it is is it part of me just getting older? Not that it's a bad thing, it's just different. So. But hi, Maddie. All right. Hold on. What was I doing? What was I doing? Oh, we got a Pokemon. Okay, I was pulling up chat on my phone. Ah, no, we have to hear me. My sound was on. Okay. 25 stream streak. Unreal, Frosty. You're not going to be able to accrue it as quickly now because I'm not going to be able to stream as much now that I'm back to work, which is a good thing. I literally went back to work and was like, yeah, y'all, I technically was working my second job, and hitting the gym a lot more, but most of the time off. There have been a lot of people at work. I don't know about a lot in terms of like how many people normally work 2 jobs where I work, but there have been a lot of people that have gotten like second jobs and stuff. I know someone in my flight, they were talking about it today. Someone on my flight chief, like my boss, was like, "Have you seen so and so?" And I was like, "Why?" He was like, "He shaved his head, his beard. He had like he already didn't have too much hair on top of his head, but he had it, you know, and then had a really big beard." And he said he shaved it all. I was like, "What? I haven't seen him." And they were all like, it was for his new job at Taco Bell. So someone got a new job at Taco Bell, like part-time job, or I guess I could have been full-time, but I'm guessing part-time during the furlough. But I told my coworkers, I was like, "Yep, was working my second job like nonstop, not really nonstop, but a lot," which I technically was. Technically, this is my second job. I don't do this for money, so don't pay me. But is this streaming got your mind up things? You made a little, yeah. I do make a little money from this, but yeah. And I caught up on so much Genshin stuff. I'm for real caught up. Like now, I'm literally just like farming achievements, which is awesome. This is back to like where I used to be, like when I first started playing, up through like Sumeru, which is about when I stopped streaming back then. Maddie!
Seems good 100.
Oh, thanks, Maddie. Get the government to pay you for streaming? Here, they're great at paying it to play. Marty, no! I did. So, I started streaming. Sorry, we're getting a little off topic. Did I at least start the game in the background? Yeah, I did. Okay. I started streaming more or less when I got to my first job out of college. So when I was in college, I was like, maybe I'll stream a little bit when I like get out of here, start streaming on the side. And so I started streaming when I was in Wisconsin at my last job. They changed the Kappa emote. Oh my gosh, wait, I didn't even notice. What the heck? Is that like an updated him? Hello? But I started streaming up in Wisconsin, and it's not like I streamed a lot, but I think when I was up there, I streamed like once. Yeah, the art streams. I started with art streams. I think I streamed like once a week or so, and I did start with art. Then I actually streamed a little Bayonetta. That was my first video game streaming, and then I can't remember what else I did, but eventually Genshin came out, and I started streaming that, and I kept up. Like when Genshin first came out, I kept up 100% everything done all the time. Like not immediately because I didn't know Genshin was going to be my game, but when I locked in and was like, oh, I locked in and like kept everything 100%, kept it all up to date. And I don't know how consistent I streamed, like once a week or twice a week for a while with Genshin. And I also play it off stream too. And I stayed on top of it up through, there was a period of time where I stopped streaming for reasons involving my abusive ex. But when I stopped streaming, that was around Sumeru time. And I actually did keep up with my gameplay and like 100% and everything with Sumeru. And then after that, we got Fontaine and I started streaming again. At some point when we got Fontaine, but then I started to fall behind, and now I'm back to caught up, and it's so great, so great. That changed a while ago. I thought, wait, which part? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed stuff. Oh, okay. Are you getting back pay at least? Yes, I think that was part of the agreement, and technically the last government shutdown, which was during the same president, like during Donald Trump's last presidency, they actually made a law that we had to get hiling, that we had, like, if a furlough happened, people are getting paid. But there were questions of that, if that was going to like stick with this, and it did. I'm not gonna lie, it would have been kind of insane if we didn't. And I don't mean, like, I get that we're not working. Don't get me wrong. Like, I there's a part of me that's like, am I guilty of not working and getting paid? But on the flip side, it's like, I'm not working because of my own choice. Like, it's just because I can't figure this stuff out in industry. If you go work, you get paid for that work. Like, even if something bad happens with the company, like, there's like literal laws that protect you to get paid, right? So it's like kind of weird. But anyway, I thought the kappa was the same kappa as before. I was never here. Ling, ain't no way. Wait, let's do our shout out for Ling. Let's see if Bot's awake. Bot is awake. Apparently it's a Black Ops 7 promotion. It's going to be changed back after tomorrow. Oh, interesting? Question mark. Also stream. We did stream ESO. We streamed Arc and Age of Conan, or not Age of Conan Exiles, which I don't think Maddie, I don't know if you were involved in Arc and Conan Exiles, but I used to stream those too. Interestingly enough, I don't know how were all those all, oh, those were all before Genshin. I was like, how did I keep up with all of those and Genshin? All of those were before Genshin. All of those were before Genshin. I even streamed Cyberpunk 2077. My gosh, I can't remember when it first came out, and it was super buggy and awful, and I think I did like one stream and then I never streamed it again or even played it. I need to go back and play it actually. But yeah. It's calling shots are sure gonna get paid. You'd better too, especially since, yeah, it's their fault you didn't get in the first place. Here's the sad thing, like, this idea that people in Congress, particularly senators, I think that how, like, the House of Representatives are usually not as affluent as senators, but a lot of senators, it's like, oh, let's just not pay them. Let's not pay any of them. But the problem is a lot of those that work in Congress have money different ways. Like, working at Congress is like not their money maker. Like, they have money in other things. So especially the stock market. So it wouldn't really affect them. There would be some affected. This isn't to say there would be no effect, but the idea of like threatening them without getting pay doesn't really work. Yeah, anyway. Disappointment, Barney. It's a co-op only campaign with no pauses. Interesting. I didn't know that. Everything was before Genshin. The time before Genshin. Like, you know, Land Before Times. Did you all watch that growing up? Did you all cry? Did you all cry when Littlefoot was crying? And the Leaf? My memory is pretty bad. I'm trusting it as much as my memory can't remember. Heard bad things about Battlefield 7. Really? Actually, I feel like I did too. I think the Gen Z kid at work was talking about it and said it was not good. Got a massive raid while playing. I think that's what pushed you affiliate. It was. Yeah, y'all. When I first started streaming, I didn't have many people watching, which is fine. But I did want to get affiliate because that lets you get all emotes and fun stuff. All right. And I had enough followers. Like, there was 3 things you need: enough followers, enough hours streamed in like a 2-week period or something, and then, or maybe it's a month, and then you need enough like average viewers, and I think it's only like 3 or something. I don't know, but I was streaming ESO, and there's like a lot of events in ESO. So there's like some event. I think it was in the PvP area. There's like a PvP area, and I was actually in it at the time exploring, which was very dangerous because I did not build a character to play. PvP is very specific, but and I was just like running around trying to like collect stuff and do stuff there without dying. And someone that played a lot of PvP raided me, probably because they saw that I was in the PvP area, probably thought that I was like involved in it. I don't know. But he dropped like hundreds of people on me because during those ESO events, a lot of people just turn on the streams to get loot boxes. Like they don't even watch it. And so when he raided, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm not doing like anything interesting. Like, he was like, nah, it's cool. A lot of these people are just here for the loot boxes. I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, he might still be among my recommended streamers. I had put him up for like ESO way back then. I don't know if he's still on there, but XE, if y'all ever see him, he stopped in randomly once upon a time, somewhat recently. It's kind of funny because now I stream like Genshin, and he still does ESO or other things too, but like they're just like totally different things. But yeah, play solo. If you die, you only have 1 self-revive unless you find another in game. Oh, so you can play the campaign alone, but it's tough. What you're saying, Frosty. Get good is what I'm hearing. Was made way before that movie. I was made way before that movie. Okay, I feel like I was born before Land Before Times came out. However, I still watched it growing up, I think. Yo, my memory's so bad. My memory's so bad. Genshin is your life. You cannot escape its clutches. Sometimes I think about, like, what if I just get tired of it and quit? Like, I really want to see where the story goes, but, like, I don't know. Especially when I think about things of, like, what do I really care about? And I like, video games are, like, not the biggest thing for me. Like, what do I believe in? But, like, you know, there's, like, probably better games I could be playing. In theory, that, like, I would find more story-driven, like, you know, like, just an example, like, off the top of my head, Detroit Become Human. I've already played it. I'd love to play it again. But, like, there's just so many other games that I could be spending time on. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't enjoy playing Genshin, but it's like, what else could I be doing? But anyway, I'm always crying. No, not always crying. 3 viewers, X hours streamed per month. Yeah, that's right. I think it's 30, unless they've changed it. But yeah, it was 3 average viewers in that same period. 30 hours streamed in that month period, in that 30-day period. And then, I don't know, 100 followers or something. Something like that. Hop in his stream still, really? I'm really bad about checking Twitch for streamers. I'm so sorry, all my streamer friends out there. I'm so bad. I literally, if I'm online on Twitch, it's me streaming. Or I just raided someone. And then I'm off. I'm lucky. I luckily catch Maddie's sometimes. But I'm pretty bad about that. Wasn't Land Before Time 80s? Dang it. No, I think you're right. You know, I said that and I was like, it's actually probably older than me. I couldn't be real. It's probably older than me. But I didn't want to say that. Now we gotta look it up. Oh, we got a Pokemon. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Pretty much done after Snezhdaev. Ooh, you think? I am curious what's gonna happen. And how long can they keep this game going? I'm so curious. The short answer is forever. essentially. But I'm curious to see what that looks like when we get there. Original Land Before Time was 1988. Think of the series of movies that came after. I do feel like there are later movies in it, but I might be wrong. Always keep Genshin around at the point where I don't stress about primos and quest and exploration. There's this meme of like this lady in a wedding dress on a computer, and it's like, gotta do my dailies. It's like her wedding. Gotta do my dailies. That's me. Although there have been times where I've literally fallen asleep and not done them. Oh my gosh. And I'm so sad. Genshin, about to get my free con. Yai or Ganyu? You know you're gonna get the Ganyu vote from me. You know you're gonna get the Ganyu vote from me. I gotta be honest, I don't even know what Yai's constellations do. Probably do make her better. I feel like she could use that, but haven't watched Twitch in a while, but we'll hop in sometimes. Better than me. I feel bad. I don't even catch my favorite streamer. Even when I was furloughed, I could have, because I can't really catch her because she streams usually during the day and I'm at work and I can't watch at work like I used to be able to, my old job. But when I was furloughed, I didn't even think. I mean, I like said it a few times and then I never did. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Cup. Yeah, I'm so bad. I did catch your stream, Maddie. Like, hey, I try really hard. And I've caught a few, like, especially during the furlough, I caught a few Alfred ones. I'm just really bad. I just like don't think I'm gonna get on Twitch. Like either I'm streaming myself or I'm like doing something else. Playing Pokemon Go. I don't know. Predict a 10 to 12 year lifespan. I just am so curious what that's gonna look like. I haven't played gacha games like this to see what in the past. Maybe I have played some and I just have forgotten, but like I guess I haven't seen the life cycle of a gacha game. Like I feel like there are ones that I've played in the past and they still exist and are going, I don't know. There's a Fire Emblem one I used to play. I don't know. I'm curious to see. They said years in the last preview. That's what I would expect because we already knew Snezhnaya was not going to be the end from the get-go. Like, there's no way. But then what? Celestia? Then what? I don't know. Like, I have no idea. And Nodcry was not, like, something in probably a lot of people's minds. At some point, people probably speculated that it was going to come out and be its own thing, but I'm not as ingrained in the lore as I'd like to be, because maybe I would have already known, but I guess originally talking about Nodcry, I guess I thought it was just going to be part of Snezhnaya, but obviously it's separate. Check Discord link. What'd you send me? My food's getting cold. I need to eat. What did you send me? This is me running. I hit my knee on the gym equipment today and it hurts really bad. Land Before Time. Ooh, which one's this? Oh, the link's so ugly. Oh, the whole search. Oh my gosh. They released one in 2016. They released the 14th? Land Before Time 14? In 2016? I didn't know they kept going. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay, so the original was 1988. Is the original the one where we cry because Grandpa, I don't remember Grandpa's name. I think the Land Before Time must be the one I'm thinking of. All I remember is Starleaf, Grandpa, sad. Okay. Yeah, I see one makes her generate energy particles. Ooh, that is kind of nice. Ganyu's is Red Shred after she bonks an enemy with a charge attack. Ooh. You know, I'm still gonna say Ganyu because Team Ganyu. However, I guess it's probably just gonna depend on what you need more of, but like between those and how often you use them. I say that having picked Ganyu's constellation and like never running her. You know what I run her on? Storm Terror. Current in-game, we know from the teaser, Shinjaya battling Celestia, the Traveler reuniting after the long journey. I'm just so curious what that'll look like. And I don't just mean like in-game, but I mean like even out of game. Like what does game ending look like? What does that mean? What happens? But yes, also in-game stuff. Like I'm curious what in-game that's gonna look like, but I don't know. I just am someone that always has a lot of questions floating in my mind, you know? There's 14 Land Before Time movies. Holy shit, Mindy. I was just like reading the titles of them in that search that Ling sent. Maybe there's more, but that was like the latest one I saw in 2016. And it was 14. XIV. Yeah, that's 14, right? Pray for me. I don't read Roman numerals a lot. What, Yai? Oh, not Yai. Use Ganyu mostly for her burst. Really don't use her charge shot. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Technically, her C1 was probably not all that useful for me, even when I got it way back when. But way back when, I wanted her C2 so I could get an extra trail flower. Quillin trail. I forget what it's called. Skill. I'm buzzing focus. Okay, in buzzing focus, I improved my Varessa for you. So she's not great, but she's not at the absolute bottom tier garbage part now. So I'll use Ganyu for a burst. Use Layla. You also get a shield. I kind of feel that. I have used my Ganyu a lot for just her burst. But now I don't use Ganyu like anymore. And to be fair, C4 Ganyu using her burst is really nice. We'll see. She's top 75% now, which is not great, but it's better than 94%. All right, y'all. Let's do our opening affirmation. I keep putting my bowl on top of the book we're reading the affirmation off of. Only cryo team I really run is Skirk. Yeah, that's why I'm like, at this point, I don't run Ganyu. I don't really run. Yeah, the cryo I run now is like Skirk with the Scoffier and then 2 Hydros. Or maybe I'll run a Mawika team with Silali on it. Or that's really about it. I could run like a Ganyu Shenhe team or something if I needed to. Yeah, I kind of don't. Wait for freeze. Ganyu's better. The shield and passive. Cryo's kind of better. I think I'm betting, Barney, I'm betting you're running Skirk with Escoffier, and then maybe you're running 2 Hydros. Speaking of skirts, she's now triple crown. Dang. All right, Frosty. Share your love. That's our affirmation. Share your love. Share your skirt with the rest of us. Skirt's got feel on Farina. Yeah. That's essentially mine too. I actually run Xingqiu instead of Yulon. But I mean, it's more or less the same kind of idea. Okay. Let's switch over. So y'all don't have to watch me eat. So large. Can you hear me now? I fixed it! Oh my gosh. Y'all. The way I've been talking this whole time, you can't trick me, Frosty. I was listening back to myself to figure out what was happening. You can't trick me. Which is funny because I said that exact same thing like 5 minutes ago. But you really couldn't hear me 5 minutes ago. But I know you can hear me now. I felt like a Verizon commercial, y'all. If you all remember old Verizon commercials, it was the guy that was like, "Can you hear me now? Good. Can you hear me now? Good." It was crazy. I know you, Blurg. Hi, Blurg. I literally don't know what was happening because I have audio feedback in my headset to know what sound is being broadcast to stream. Like, so I can hear the music. I can hear my voice so that I know that it's broadcasting. I have no idea what happened. I like played with a bunch of sound settings. I turned a bunch of things off and on again. And that was actually what did it. I turned something off and on again. But like I had to turn off like 10 things off and on. It was horrible. Shade redder after that. I was yelling the whole time. Like, can you hear me now? Was calling to see if it was headset. Oh, did you call me? Did you call me, Blurg? Oh, you did. I missed a call from Blurg. A few seconds. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could tell you all what it was. She ignored me. I did. I'm busy. Finally nerded enough to fix her audio. It was the IT thing, except I literally had to turn off and on like 10 different settings. And it's not like something was turned off and then I turned it off. It literally was like turning something off and on, like so many things. Push me down with her big muscle arms. I'm wearing a sweater or a sweatshirt now, so y'all can't see. But imagine anchor arms SpongeBob. I actually want to go to the gym tomorrow morning. I'm going to do a whole bunch of Pokemon Go stuff this weekend. But I want to go to the gym tomorrow morning. Before that, it starts at 10, the Pokemon Go thing. But I have been like going back to back to the gym pretty nonstop here. And I think I will be in too much pain to go to the gym tomorrow. So anyway, hi y'all. Ignores friends now. You think Blur's my friend? I'll have you know, Blurg is a guy and guys and girls cannot be friends. I was telling my team lead. My team lead and I haven't been at work at the same time. Because the furlough. And I was telling him the story of the guy that said guys and girls can't be friends. Today anyway. Threw my ice cream in the dirt and stepped on it. No, Blurg. You should know. When it comes to ice cream, I serve you fish and then ice cream after. Great combo. And broccoli on the side. My food's cold now. I should have just been eating the whole time while I was like fixing the audio. You couldn't hear me eating anyway. There's bigger arms than Edo. Alright. Frosty, that's a low bar. That's a low bar. I'm trying to finish my food. Threw me out of the cafe. We served you first, didn't we? I think we served you. We still took your order and fed you. Only friends eat there. Listen, considering Maddie and I are both women, clearly there can't be, if it's friends only, clearly there could be no guys in that restaurant. Clearly. You should know. Guys and girls can't be friends. This will forever be like a joke in my mind, but also very serious. And I'm like documenting a list of like questions I need to ask potential partners, because why is that something I never thought I'd have to ask? Fish and mint chocolate chip. No, we actually offer fish and chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, or any combination of that. Neapolitan, you know. Hit me with the chair and threw me out. We all cope with things differently. Hi, Maddie. Wait, did I tell you that, Maddie? Did I tell you that? Did I tell you that, Maddie? The guy I went on dates with and then said guys and girls can't be friends. I can't remember if I told you about that saga. It was a lot. It was a lot. I literally talked to Blurg between a couple of dates with that guy. Between the second date with the guy and the last date with the guy. Be like, you know, the date's going okay, but there's this like flag waving. And yeah. Oh, well, now you all get the story again. Hold on. We'll eventually get to the game. Now y'all get story time. I've told this on stream, though. Hold on. Let me finish my food. And then, let me put this in my sink. So. Okay, hold on. Now you all get a fun story. It's not that fun. And I've told it before, so some of y'all might have been here, but just doesn't want Maddie to get jealous. Says no man is friends. No, this get ready. This is the backstory. This is the backstory of this. Neapolitan's the worst kind. Stuck with that nasty mix of chocolate and vanilla, or chocolate and strawberry. It's a gross concoction. Now, just so you know, our fish and ice cream shop, we keep all three of those flavors separate. So if you don't want them touching, guess what? They don't have to. What game? I thought this was a just chatting stream. All right. Listen, okay. You know what? We'll tell a story while I do my dailies. That's right. Look out. Our pre-gaming content. There she was back in the day. Stop. It wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago. Why my ice cream have scales? Listen. We don't even in our fish and ice cream shop, you get a separate plate for your fish and a bowl for your ice cream. They don't touch. I mean, unless you mix them, you weirdo. Oh, my resin's full. Hold on. Ice cream segregation is separate but equal flavors. Ain't no way. Stop it. What fish is there? We have red fish, blue fish, fillet fish. Actually, I think the last one we had was oyster, and that was actually awful. Awful, awful, awful. Maybe they mixed when you threw my food on the ground. Hey, one time. That's all. The end. I was gonna tell a story, but I was already telling a story. All right, y'all. This is the story of the one guy I was seeing for a bit. He seemed like a decently interesting guy. We had like shared interests. He seemed nice. He seemed thoughtful. We like compared YouTube, like recommended, like what does your YouTube recommend you? And he like watches a lot of philosophy stuff. So I was like, oh, you know, maybe he's someone that thinks deeply about things or whatever. I was like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, right? So first date was fine. Not even the best fish out there. Anchovies and ice cream? No, like no. For breakfast, they put pancakes, eggs, toast, and meat on one plate. Puts the pancakes on a separate plate for me. Hate my syrup touching my eggs. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. When we go to Bob Evans for brunch all the time. If I get a dish with pancakes, or I usually get French toast, but they'll put it on a separate plate too. And actually they'll put the syrup on the side because I usually don't put syrup on my stuff actually. But anyway, I do typically keep the like sweet stuff separate. So anyway, seems nice enough. And date 1 was fine. And then between date 1 and date 2, I think some conversation came up. I think maybe he asked me if I'm friends with any of my exes or something like that. Something along those lines came up. And I remember responding to him saying something. My text was something along the lines of like, growing up, my dad told me that men and women can't be friends, but I like never really believed that. One of my exes I play Pathfinder with every week. I've told y'all I have a game night every week. It's Pathfinder, which is essentially like D&D, but one of my exes is on there. We're cordial, we're friends. Like, I don't really talk to him outside of this, but like, you know, he's a nice person, a really great guy. But so I would say we're friends. The same lunar team. Yeah, this is my Nefer team, my friendship team too right now while I'm trying to work on our friendship. Okay, I'm gonna try to do my dailies. I'm really bad about stopping what I'm doing and like talking instead of doing and talking. But so I said, essentially that's what I sent him. I sent him back like, yeah, my dad told me this growing up, that men and women can't be friends, but I don't really think that's the case. And yeah, one of my exes, I would say we're friends, and I'm probably friends with a few of my exes, like friends in the sense of like still on social media together or like whatever. But he's probably the only one I actually am somewhat still in contact with, like somewhat actively. I mean, that's pretty active. I'd say relatively. But where are my dailies today? They're not in Nod Cry. But anyway, so then he responded to that text with something along the lines of, yeah, I don't really think men and women can be friends. Someone's always gonna catch feelings, is essentially what he said. And I was like, huh? Like in my head, I was like, huh? I didn't press it over text because I was like, this sounds like a conversation piece. Only have Nefer and Flynn's on another friendship team. Flynn's is almost 10. Yes, get him to Asi. What's Asi? I didn't even hit send. Oh, just like when posting focus. What is Asi? Asi. But so the second date, we went to see a movie. The second date, And so I don't know if I brought this up before the movie and then the movie started playing, so our conversation got cut short, or we were leaving, like we had to leave the theater because the movie was done and they were trying to clean the theater. But I had said something like, hey, so you really think that men and women can't be friends, right? And he was like, yeah, I figured we'd have to talk about this or something. And essentially, talking there, he kind of boiled down his thought to, yeah, I think that if men and women are, like, you know, they can't be friends because someone's always going to get attraction for the other. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, I don't. And he's like, well, and he boiled it down to biology. He was like, biologically, there's always going to be a drive. And like in my head, I'm just like, how does that make sense? Like, if one person is able to not be attracted, then how does the other person is somehow forced to biologically? Like, it just didn't make sense to me. And I was like, okay, like, what about if a gay man and a gay woman are friends? Like, clearly they should not have attraction for each other because that literally goes against like their, you know, like gay man's not attracted to women, gay woman's not attracted to men. Like, and he didn't have an answer. He was like, oh, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. And so he essentially boiled it down to biology at that time. And the conversation got kind of cut short. Like I said, I think they're trying to clean the theater, so we had to leave. But it just didn't really sit right with me, right? It just didn't really sit right with me. I'm like, this doesn't feel good. This feels like, what in the heck? Why is my game lagging on this fight? What is happening? Like, this just doesn't feel right to me or very good. Like, this isn't how I see things. And I think it's a very far... What is happening? Yeah, hold on. I just, like, tabbed out of the game, but I meant to actually hit this. What is happening? Why my game is, like, locked in on my story. Hold on, let me double check that I don't have anything secretly running in the background. Eating resources. Like, Steam is trying to download something right now. System interrupts 100%. Okay. No, I don't. Just Genshin. It doesn't look like I have anything that's sitting here eating up resources. Kind of weird. I don't. Weird. I really don't know why it was just lagging there. That's why. Oh man, it gets worse. Hi, Buck Sunny. How are you? So that was date 2, and then between date 2 and date 3, Lorgan had a show night, and he was like, "Work right now? I hope work's going well. Hope work's going well." And Blurg was like, "How dates?" And I was like, exhausted. Aw. Are you going home soon? Blurk was like, "How dates?" And I was like, all right. You know, good. You know, he seems nice and too much complaining. Not too much complaining. But there's like this one flag kind of waving, and then I told him all of that. And Blurg was like, Essentially, we started talking about how that seemed very red pill content kind of stuff. Check around because a specific person complains. You shouldn't complain more than that. Make it a competition. But you know, and a lot of red pill content is like specifically targeted as a specific group of people. And so Um, like, are you seeing like a white man, like the stereotypical white man that falls for red pill content? And I was like, no, he's like a liberal black man. Like, it's like not someone you would think is into this kind of content. So where is this perspective coming from? I don't know. Right. And I was like, this doesn't sit well with me. So, I mean, essentially it's like, I'm going to have to talk to him about this again. Which, don't get me wrong, any certain person can like fall into that category of like listening to and ascribing to like red pill content. It's just more marketed toward a certain set of people, you know. But still feel that men and women can be friends, but not all men and women can be friends. I mean, there are a lot of people that can't be friends by that argument. It is like what sits in my head. Like, yeah, there are people that I will not be friends with. It's not particular to them being men or women. It's just people. But yeah. So date 3 comes around and this is a little bit on me. I was a little passive aggressive throughout the date because sometimes he would say things like, for example, he was going to do like a one-shot D&D, I think, with a group of friends, and he was talking about how he said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, the GM, she's gonna help me put together a character," and I said, "Oh, you have a female friend?" And he was like, "Oh, hold on, wait, I can't remember what he specifically said about her. A couple of his arguments for having female friends were that they were friends of his ex-girlfriend, and so when they broke up, they were still his friend, but they were friends through his ex, or that she was married. Either way, right?" And so I was a little passive aggressive throughout the date because anytime he'd say she, referring to like a friend, I'd be like, "Oh, a female friend." And don't get me wrong, I don't mean that in the sense that like I'm bothered by men having female friends or like women friends. You know, like it's specifically because knowing what he said and what he seemed to believe, it like didn't align, right? And so near the end of that date, I was just kind of like point blank, like, "Hey, like, we need to talk about this again because like it really bothers me. Like, it feels very like dismissive, very heteronormative. Like, it isn't like, and like it goes against like how I live my life. Like, I have guy friends and there's nothing about it that says I'm attracted to them, they're attracted to me. And that we can't be friends. Like you know? And so when we talked about it there, his argument, he dropped the biology argument, by the way, but his arguments there revolved more around, like, maybe it's just the him thing, and he's never really thought about it too much, but, I think this came up because he again mentioned like a female friend, and I said, "Well, are you attracted to this female friend then?" And he was like, No, she's married." And I was like, "Okay, well, how does marriage stop this inherent thing? Like, does she like you? Like, I don't understand. If it's always got to be one way or the other, like, how would marriage stop that?" And I don't even know how he explained that one away. He really didn't have an answer for a lot of the things I was like asking. Like, how are you gonna believe something without having answers? But at least to why you believe it, you know? And then so he asked me like, "Well, what's a friend for you?" And I was like a friend to me is like someone that I, respect and like, and, want to talk to, want to hang out with, want to know more about, like that's what a friend is to me. And he said, "Oh, I think I have a stricter definition." He said, "To me, a friend is someone that is your friend without wanting things from you, like without wanting you to watch their pets for them, without wanting you to take them to the airport. And I was like, huh? I was like, yeah, I would do those things for my friends, but I don't think there's any inherent expectation for my friends to do those things for them, nor do I have an expectation that they do those things for me. Like that. What? And somehow it boiled down to like his female friends all have those expectations. Like they all want something from him. And I'm like, huh? To me, it just sounds like you pick poor friends. Specifically, I guess, female friends? I guess, because I was like, so your guy friends don't expect these things from you? And he was like, no. And I was like, it just sounds to me like you pick poor friends. And specifically, I guess, female ones. So now you think all women are like this. Like, what? Okay, sorry, let me catch up on chat. It goes based off those who only believe that the other gender's meant for a relationship. Don't believe those people can be friends with the opposite. Oh, get ready. We'll pose and focus. You've heard this story, I think. So, I mean, that's pretty much him. That's pretty much him. I mean, yes, at the end of the day, like anyone being able to be friends with anyone else is kind of dependent on who they are and what they believe and like how they're able to act upon their beliefs and behaviors, you know? But anyway, so I'm like, what? And so leaving that date, I was like I'm just someone that like, I guess thinks deeply about who I am and why I am. And like, so this is important to me. And he was like, yeah, I guess I just have never really thought about it. And I was like, well, it's kind of important to me that you do. And he was like, I'll think about it. And like, okay. At the time I was like, okay, I understand and recognize that sometimes there are things you've never thought about, things about yourself. The poor fungus. Here, I'll finish the fungus off. So like, it's fair if you've never thought about something, do I expect you to know it right away? No, I guess I did not mean to do that. I guess not. So like, oh my gosh, look at my game. Why is it trying to make a wish out here? What is happening? It's still lagging. What is happening? Look at it. All right, we're not going to do too much besides dailies, I guess. What is going on? I know. I don't know why Genshin is pooping out today. We're just going to Kokomi finish everything off here, I guess. What the heck, y'all? That's kind of bizarre. We got the fungus out of that suspended state. There you go. So then I'm driving home, and I think he texts me while I'm driving, but I get home and I have a message or so. Any windows open? I do. I just tabbed out to check Task Manager to see like what's stealing all my resources, and it's like nothing. It's weird. Ping isn't that high either. Yeah, I know. It's my computer itself. And specifically Genshin. Genshin is the resource hog right now on my computer, which is fair. It makes sense. It's really the only thing running. I could probably close like if Chrome tabs open, but the Chrome wasn't really eating any resources. We're gonna make the Pokemon as usual. Blurg is the mod. You take it up with Blurg. But I get home and he sent me some messages, and he was like, hey, I thought more about it. And gosh, I can't even remember. His first argument was, he said like, I think I'm just, essentially he was trying to say that he thinks he was jaded from the past. Like in the past, if he still suggest OBS. I'm just been so lazy about switching. At this point, at this exact moment, I don't actually think it's Streamlabs. However, I don't disagree with you. I just need to do it. Join the dark side, Blurg. He's supposed to fight against the corruption. No. But he said, in the past, this is him talking. In the past, if there was a female, and I'm specifically saying female, I use Streamlabs, which also using female is such a bizarre language thing to me. Like, I feel like you refer to women as women and men as men, but anyway, I don't know. Just feels like weird undertones with what you say. But he said, in the past, when I've had female friends, if I developed feelings, and then he shot his shot, and they turned him down. He said that, like, he couldn't make the feelings go away, so he couldn't really stay friends with them. Like, there's nothing he could do to make feelings are hard to change, he said. And he said in the past, if a woman like was his friend and pursued him and then he turned them down, like he noticed that they also stepped back and stuff. And he said that, but that's fine, I get it. And I'm about to pull up the messages because I already know I'm paraphrasing everything wrong. Using people to describe women is a low-key red flag, depending on context. It sounds I know, for real. Usually if I'm referring to people, I'm referring to people broadly. But then, like, at least, like, men and women. I don't know. Something about saying female and male just feels very weird. And I've heard people make this argument about specifically that language, where a lot of the times when someone is saying female to refer to women, when they then go to refer to men, they say men instead of males, which is, yeah, it's very strange. Very strange. But so his argument started with that, right? Like, this idea that feelings are hard to control, essentially, like, and so he just would step back from those friendships and stuff. And to me, I'm like, what? Like to me, it's like, I guess I don't understand, because, like, if I respect someone for who they are and I respect them as a friend, the second they tell me they're not romantically interested, then there's no romance to pursue. And if I still respect them as a friend, I still want to be their friend. And, like, I get that feelings may not go away right away because of that, but, like, in essence, my feelings will kind of go away in the sense that, like, I will respect that you want to be a friend and we'll be friends. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's so strange. Yeah. Let's see. At some point he said, that's my experience and my thought for myself, which, you know what? Fine if that's how it is, but bye, because not for me. Referring to women as female is purposely out of pocket power play. Yeah, I kind of hate that language. And maybe it's because of that, how people have explained that usually people are using it like almost in a derogatory way. And when they refer to men, they don't say males, they'll say men. But for women, they'll say females. It's weird. Use female male when talking about actual studies. Sex, not intergender. Yep. Use men and women or guys and girls when for, yeah. Typically my language would be guys and girls. I know that that's a little bit, what's the word? Diminutive? Whereas it'd probably be better for me to just say men and women broadly. But I don't know. I still refer to myself as a girl, and I still refer to guys as, or men as guys, I guess. Although sometimes they'll say guys without a gender attached to it. Yeah, I don't know. But you refer to both as, hey you! Hey you! Oh, my girl too gave her a Farina. Wait. You're talking about skirk. You can tell when someone has bad intentions. Like I said earlier, they'll use female, but then call men guys. Yeah. To be fair, I think his language typically was both female and male, but gave her skirk too. Dang! Hook everyone up with all the good characters. But yeah, so that was the original argument of like, feelings are hard to control and stop. Trying to get her Scoffier. Yes! Get this Scoffier too. Fill the party. I had responded to all of that. Like, because essentially, like, that's not, yeah. One of my original responses, I try to see people as individuals and build connections based on mutual respect, not attraction or potential for something more. I don't think that difference is something either of us can or should try to change. Like, I'm not there to change this guy. It's just not the kind of dynamic that feels right for me. I'm like, this ain't gonna work, buddy. He said, I didn't realize this difference in thought would get as sensitive as this. Like, what? This is very fundamental, I feel like. He said, it opens the door for more in-depth reflection of oneself and knowing where our values are. I guess you maybe hopefully now know where your values are. And I definitely strongly disagree with them. But, he said he wanted to keep going with the relationship, and I'm like, what? No, this difference is like humongous. And then he wanted to like explain it some more. Because I said I don't really feel seen as a person, but more as romantic potential. And at some point he talked about like, where did he say it? He said something along the lines of like, it's unfair to say you don't feel seen. And then oh yeah, here it is. He said, what is the exact line? Where's the one? I said, I don't really feel seen as a person with more as romantic potential. And he said, that's something I don't agree with, though. Like, he was essentially telling me that it's unfair of me to feel unseen. I'm like, what? You don't dictate my feelings. Those are my own. And he said, like, I do see you. I know, and he lists a bunch of qualities off about me. Like, I know that you care about your family. I know that you like video games. Like, he listed a bunch of qualities about me, like good qualities, or at least good qualities in his mind, right? And like, okay. My response to all of this was like the best thing that I could hit him with. I get that you're trying to explain your perspective, but this kind of response actually oh, sorry, that's just me explaining. If I were to say, let's just be friends first, what would happen? You said you're not interested in women friends. So what does that say about everything you just listed about what you see in me? Those are qualities that make someone a good friend, a good person, not just a romantic interest. And if your solution to being unable to separate attraction from connection is to avoid women friendships altogether, that's not something I'm comfortable with. So no, thank you. Like, it just felt very much like, to him, all women were romantic potential, or that's it. Like, there's no other place for you in my life. Like, bizarre. It's very just bizarre. Very dismissive of a whole grouping of people. Because why? Because you can't detach your, like, attraction. It's just bizarre. So anyway, there y'all go. There's my story. Very important thing to discuss, as it can low-key should be a deal breaker, just like children. Yeah, apparently I didn't realize I needed to ask. What are your thoughts on women and men being friends. But that's now in my list of things to ask, I guess. So there you go. There's the story. I'm sure I like, what's the word? Like, glossed over a whole bunch of stuff in that argument. Actually, at one point, I do remember him mentioning something like, you know, outside of females at work and my family, like, I don't interact with any, or if I do, I'm going out of my way because I want to pursue them romantically or something. Like, what? You're just dismissing a whole gender because yeah, that guy was not for me. That guy was not for me. Do you think people are people? No, see, the funny thing is, like, that sounds like the question you could ask. But there were many times in that conversation, I actually sent a lot of these to Blurg because I had that conversation with Blurg like the day prior to like help me with some perspective on it. But I had throughout that conversation said a lot of things along the lines of like, I see people as people first. Like, it doesn't really matter if you're a dude, a chick, a man, a woman, and whatever. Like, you are a person first and foremost. So like anything else from that, is a separate thing. But so if I were to say that to him, this guy probably like, do you see people as people? He would probably say yes. Because there were multiple times in there he was like, yeah, I do see people as people first. Like, no. Clearly that's not true. If you have to use a woman being a woman as a reason to either not be their friend or only pursue them romantically. Anyway. No connection. Did not work. Back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board after that guy. Parents returned today? Did they? Were you happy to see them, Alfred? I had to miss the opportunity for a lifelong friend just because they aren't the same gender. Closest friend is a girl, and we've been friends since 5th grade. I think Soylent Green is people. Barney. Yeah, no, and like, back to his point of attraction, even if let's say, like, for me, like, let's say I was attracted to someone, like, let's say I got a crush on someone. That's my friend of mine, right? Then it's kind of on me to pursue that crush, that romantic side, or not. But let's say that I do, right? Let's say I do, and said friend turns me down. So what? Like, at that point I go, well, did I only like them because I had a crush on them, or do I like them as a friend? And if the reality is I like them as a friend, what am I going to be hurt that they didn't want to date me? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I would still probably want to be their friend because I obviously want to be their friend for a reason. It's just so bizarre. Just so bizarre. And honestly, the same thing the other way around. Like, if let's say I had a friend that was a guy, it doesn't really matter, but let's say I had a friend that was a guy, and let's say he caught feelings for me. Hopefully they feel comfortable enough telling me that, and then maybe it doesn't work out and I say, no, I don't think we're aligned like that. Hopefully they would still respect me and want to be my friend. If I like them as a friend. If I didn't like them as a friend, well, maybe go frick off. But like, it's so strange. Hi, Scenics. I cannot believe you've consistently caught 7 streams. Now, Frosty's got you topped, but I'm surprised. Especially during furlough, I was streaming quite a bit. So when you all don't miss streams, it like boggles my mind. I can't be consistent myself. You can absolutely find someone attractive without being attracted to them. I agree with that too. I agree with that too. I agree with that too. I remember there was this really, really good looking guy in high school, but he was awful. Like a guy that I thought was really, and I think a lot of people would say is like a good looking guy. But he was like awful. I did not like him. But also stainless steel goblet with the dragon wrapped around it. Letter opener that looks like a tiny knight sword. Aww. And chocolate. Aww. How does his worldview explain my attraction to Leon S. Kennedy? No, his view was very heteronormative. Very dismissive of anything that was not heteronormative. It's like, how do you explain anything that's outside the hetero norms of society? Like, he didn't even have an answer. Was it a cryo damage goblet? I was thinking pyro. What kind of dragon do you think it is? What am I doing? I need to start this before I leap off here. My game is still kind of lagging. I guess we will not actually do much achievement hunting. I might do a couple of the local legend boss fights, but we'll see. Just to try them. But I don't know if the game's gonna be running poo-poo fart garbage. Garchomp? You think it was a ground dragon? A ground dragon? I'm also, when we start to talk about like attraction, I'm also like not the right person to talk to, in the sense that like I'm also very not what to call that, not just heteronormative, but like you know, I'm more on the asexual spectrum than I am the, oh, I forget what the other term is, because like when it comes to like looks, I guess I'm just very objective about it. Like I can think someone looks good, I can think someone doesn't look good, but that doesn't really impact my desire for them romantically or, you know, otherwise. Like it might play a little tiny part, because it's like great if I like how someone looks, but like it really doesn't matter to me that much. You know. Have more people doing their streaks in chat. I know, Frosty. Look out. Don't miss one. Scenics will come in here and show up with more than you. I will be streaming less because I'm not for load anymore. So, you know, less likely to miss something, probably. Good thing I didn't have to restart this stream because of the freaking audio problems earlier. Oh, Alfred, 5 streak. I did miss that, actually. I like read Frosty's message before I read that. I wish those would show up in my little chat on screen. I have to start over. Oh, well. Oh, that's a good view, Frosty. That's a good view. Where am I going? I'm trying to go up here. That's a good view. There are a lot of things that I do daily, like dailies in Genshin, and like actually Genshin doesn't track like if you are actually consistent, although I do get sad if I miss dailies. But I do like the New York Times mini crossword puzzle and stuff like that daily. And so I do get kind of sad when I miss those streaks, because I like go to bed before I finish them or stuff like that. Chasing your tail for about 5 minutes. Poor Nefer. Have I? Have I just been spinning around? I probably have. Sometimes when I'm like trying to talk about things, I can't focus on Genshin. Or if I'm focused on Genshin, I can't focus on talking about things. So anyway, will forever joke about men and women not being friends. That's me as well. Yeah, if you all ever see me spinning around in circles in a game while I'm talking to you all, it's probably because I just am distracted talking to you all. So anyway, just know if you are a friend of mine and you're a guy, you know, one of us is attracted to the other. Y'all have to guess which one. At some point I will forget about this and stop joking about it, but you know, until that day comes up, it's forever gonna be funny to me. Funny in a sad way, I guess. Laughing through the sadness of it all. Only 2 more. Oh crap! I need to go check. Mine probably reset already this week. The worst part about the Selenic quest is that it resets like on the dot after like a week instead of like resetting on Monday. So you like, I wish they just reset on Monday so that I could like consistently go Monday and check on them. So I probably pushed mine back. Let's go see. Yep, look at that. I'm missing one. And they also don't do a huge pop-up to tell me to go do it. They used to do that with the... I swear they used to do that with weekly challenges to tell you to do them. Looking forward to getting the wings after the... I know! The wings! The wings are my favorite thing to get from...
What are you looking at? Huh? What's he doing here all alone? Kinda seems like something scared him.
Alright, Columbina, we brought a friend. Knock knock, girlfriend. Resets on Thursdays. Mine keeps getting worse and worse. Now we're at Friday. Able to collect them. You attracted to me? Should have known my hours of ranting about Pokemon cards would be too much. No, Blurg, you're a nerd. Clearly it's the other way around. What's my thing? Clearly my Genshin obsession has... What the heck? You're a nerd. Clearly my Genshin obsession has deeply drawn you in.
Don't worry, I'm not hurt. Guess the moon goddess isn't immune to a few...
I don't mind little critters bumping into me, so long as the Kuvaki emanating from them reflects no ill intent. Did something happen? Why are you so afraid?
What a cute little bean.
Oh, so
The moon shines high over Nodcry. All animals that grow beneath the light of
so what if...
Bad monsters have appeared where he lives. He was looking for lap.
Oh, no wonder he's so scared.
Nerds.
Back to Lao.
Alfred, what? Are you laughing? Don't laugh, Alfred.
All right, looks like it's another trip out for us. Since we're heading to the Frostmoon...
Anyway. If you know, at this point, you know, my team lead at work today joked. He was like, you just need to get your face red. I think that's like something they do in certain matchmaking things. He's like, you just need to get a matchmaker at this point. I'm like, you know what? At this point, I think I'll try anything. I was like, I'm about to apply for Love is Blind. I kid you all not. I think about it a lot. So anyway, hook me up. But maybe not with someone that thinks that men and women can't be friends. No, don't! Why? Why does everyone say that? It'd be so fun. And imagine I find my true love. I watched that show. Card characters will finally have wings once I get the ones from her. Natlin. Oh, I nation code the elements. Oh, interesting. I just do mine based on what I think they look good with. Because, yeah, I don't know. Because the true Genshin flex, the fashion. Animal characters get Mondstadt wings. Do you characters get Liwa? Man, some of them would look ugly with some of those wings, though. The Weena pod going, wow, it's so crazy. I have such a connection with you and have never seen you. What the heck? I literally buy 100 Pokeballs every time I Poke Shop. I cannot believe I'm out.
Good idea. I'll ask Kunigunda to bring more food over later. She will need rest over the next 2
Hate the
days.
brown wings, except for a couple. I hate the brown wings so much. I don't. Did my stream just blow up?
I realized many years ago that the Moon Chanter is a figure of great importance to the Frost Moon Scions. Sometimes.
What is happening? Okay, hold on. We're gonna literally close everything that's not, I guess, good music. I can't even tell if you all are still hearing me. Oh, and I guess my music. And stream avatars. Now the list just goes on and on. As like one of the only things I could close that. Maybe it is Streamlabs. I thought it was Genshin earlier. Look at it. It's still like lagging. Womp womp. Oh wait, no, it's fine now. I Genshin fully closed out. I'm about to reopen it. Well, now we're fine. Okay, sorry. What did all I miss in chat? Yeah, I hate the brown wing. I literally don't have them on a single person because I just hate them so much. The brown wings. Match what looks better. Yeah. Fashion's the end game of Genshin. Okay, look, we're not. Maybe it really was Genshin. Hold on. Let me reopen Genshin. I say that and now my music like stopped. Okay, there we go. Let me try to reopen Genshin while I catch up with the rest of the chat. Oh yeah, the Hoyo. Okay, the Hoyo Lab app is like running like dog water. That's every person in that show. Okay, some of them seem genuine. Okay, some of them on there seem genuine. Got them KFC event wings still. Yeah, I actually use those on a few characters. They're like very, very bright, so they don't necessarily match a lot of characters, but look beautiful on my Navia. So everything does. The brown wings. Brown wings. All right. Bro's a good example. Oh, do you run the brown wings on him? I don't know what I run on him. Let's restart Genshin and see if we can take a look. Love Island is basically just see who can cheat and come up with a better excuse to stay together after that. Some clips I've non-consensually seen. Love Island. I don't even remember. I don't think I've ever seen any Love Island. There's a show that a friend had me watch one episode of, and it was called F-Boy Island. And it was like, the premise of that show was that you have a bunch of men and women on this island, and the women are all looking to match up with a guy, but some of the guys on the show are F-boys, and some of the guys on the show are nice guys. But here's the thing, like they're all self-reported F-boys or nice guys. So are any of them really nice guys? Who knows? But the point is that the women want to end up with nice guys, like end the show. And like, great, yay, you're matched up. But I think if the F-boys make it to the end of the show, they get money or something. So the nice guys are like playing for the romance and the F-boys are playing for money or something. But then the girls over time need to kick off guys from the island. And if they successfully kick out an F-boy, I think they like go to like a horrible like island or something that's just not very nice. And I think if they kick off from the show the nice guys, they end up in a nice resort part of the island or something. I just tried to restart Genshin and it's running like dog water. Maybe I'll be done and go to bed now. LOL. Screen freeze is so bad here. I may have to just go to sleep. Yeah. Genshin is trying to reopen and it's like running like dog water. So this might be the end of stream. I did do my dailies. I didn't finish the Selenic Chronicle quest, but I might just do that on my phone before bed. So I'll come back. Thank you. I'm here. Yeah, Genshin is running like dog water. I'm actually gonna force it to close again, I think. It's pooping. It's pooping really bad. It's fine. I was hoping to do a little bit of the achievement stuff, but it's not like any of that's gonna go away. So I'm caught up on all of this like time sensitive stuff. So this is probably a good enough place to end. What happened to quality content like MILF Banner? Oh my gosh. Listen, Blorg, don't make me watch Love is Blind with you. I'll make you start in season 1, even though you didn't like season 1. I'll make you watch Love is Blind with me. Survivor meets horny people who have commitment issues. Is that what Love Island is? Is that what Love Island is? All right, hold on. Genshin's like, okay, there we go. I was like closing it again. Minus the cool challenges. Oh yeah, y'all. MILF Manor had fun challenges for everyone on that show. MILF Manor was wild. Basically, is that what Love Island is? Oh my gosh. I like, in my head, I'm like, that's awful, but also I would probably eat it up if I watched it. And still think it was awful, but eat it up. Have you ever verified your Genshin files? I have, but I was just thinking about doing that again. Because, yeah, I don't know why I was running like so dog poopily. It was like eating up all the resources on my computer. So I might run that after stream here. So that I can get through that. All right, y'all. I was more or less done. Like I said, I'm gonna finish that Selenic Chronicle off stream. What else? I think I needed to burn resin. Oh, again, I'll just do that off stream. That was about it. Like, I guess I'll just hold off on the achievement hunting. I will maybe be here tomorrow night. Like I said, I'm going to be doing Pokemon Go all weekend. Like 10 to 6, I think, is the event. Both days. And my plan was to do that both days. So, we'll see. I'm going to be very exhausted. I can feel it. We'll see. But, yeah. The game show I'd be interested in going on is Squid Game. The challenge, because the winner gets $4.56 million. If I win and become a millionaire, if I lose, I'm not poorer than before. Okay. That's fair. Specifically, this show they made, I was like, the Squid Games, if you went on the real Squid Games, you would lose your life. I feel like there are a lot of game shows I would go on. My family, we would always joke about going on. We used to watch Family Feud. We'd always joke about going on there. Well, we always... Because when you watch Family Feud, everyone's always like, good answer, good answer. We were on the show, we'd be like, what? That was a stupid answer. And we get kicked off the show. Only watched one episode of season 1. I think I have like 4 episodes left in season 8. So I haven't seen season 8. I'm on season 5, halfway through, I think. I'm pretty behind. Loved MILF Manor. Oh my gosh. It was so bad. It was so bad, but I just kept watching it. So bad. I've never seen or heard about MILF Manor. I only have seen it because last year I was visiting a friend. She was like, have you seen this show? And so we watched a couple episodes of it, season 2 of it. And I was like, this is wild. And then I made Blurg watch it with me. She was livid. It didn't win Emmys. No. That's a lot of pokey catching. It's a lot of pokey catching. I know. We'll see if I can last the full 8. It's 8 hours. It's 8 hours both days. We'll see. We'll see. This is like the end of the season event. And like each season's like 3 months-ish. So I will see. I'll probably have a better idea of how much of it I'll do tomorrow once I start participating. We'll see. Have a good night. No, you, Alfred. You have a good night. But yeah, we'll see. I'm getting dinner with my family tomorrow, and for some reason they said 7:30 already, so I'll be back pretty late. But I should be here definitely Sunday for a little Sunday fun day stream. You know what I needed to do with my resin? I needed to do weekly boss fights, but I condensed it. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I need to kick off the file verification for Genshin. So let's do our closing affirmation. Oh wait, let's see if any of our Genshin friendies are on right now. Where are my Genshin friendies? I was like, I'm not gonna find it. Oh, Lozulo's on. Let's raid Lozulo. He stopped in here the other day to say hi. Let's see what he's up to today. Okay, y'all. Oof, my body aches. Okay, wait. Let's catch our last Pokemon. Good luck. 3 Pokeballs. Good luck. Of course, it's on TLC. Why am I not surprised? It's on HBO, I think. Right, Blurg? It's on HBO. I think. MILF Manor. I used to borrow my friend's TLC or Discover or whatever that's on to watch 90 Day Fiancé. I used to watch that too. That was also wild. I don't know why I do these things to myself. These shows are wild and people are wild, but yeah. All right. Let's set up the raid. Thanks for stream. Have fun doing Pokemon Go. Take care, everyone. Oh, you, Barney. Thanks for being here, everyone. Take off makeup. No, you. No, you. I gotta verify my Genshin files, because why Genshin run like dog water. All right. Did I set up the raid? I did. All right, y'all. Thanks for being